Okay, so AWS step functions are pretty interesting because they allow you to orchestrate Lambda functions. So Lambda by itself is pretty useful, but it's even more useful if you actually have the ability to like chain them all together to do something like, again, like almost like a dominoes. And let me just show you a couple different things here. One, you can author your own, or you also can look at a sample project, which can be a really fun way to kind of get started with things. So for example, here's a job poller. Like if you went through here, you could see exactly, what that would look like. Is that, and I've actually used almost this exact one before. So you click this step function, and then it runs a submit job. And look, the submit job is in fact a Lambda function. And so the Lambda function could be doing some kind of a task, like maybe it runs SageMaker, right? It spins off some kind of machine learning training, or it does something like that. And then you can wait for it. And then depending on what kind of return status you get, you either would go job complete or job failed. And then you would go through here, and you could basically build out the final Lambda functions that would process it. So in a nutshell, that's really the big benefit of something like a step function, is that it can chain multiple Lambdas together. And then also what's cool about it is that it will keep track of all the execution runs that you do. So you can run these over and over and over again and get metadata about what happened. And building something like this yourself would be really difficult. So what we can do is, why don't we just get I think there's like a hello world one I could grab or something, where let's just go here and let's just call our Lambda function here. This is perfect. So what we could do is we could let's see here. Let's see if it can give us a I think I might have this actually in the Git repo. Let me go to the Git repo. I think I have some sample. I have a sample state function here. I believe it is example source state machine JSON. Yes, this is what I want. I want something like this. So if I go back to my step functions here, and I just paste, that looks good. We'll just paste something like this in here. We could put a comment that says, this is a hello world Lambda function. Say this is a hello world Lambda, and we'll say starts at, and in this case we'll just call this hello, and then now I need to match this state, and I need to say hello like that, and then we're just going to do this as a task. And now as I build this, it should show. There we go. You can see it kind of updates our graph here. So we want to actually have some kind of, it'll actually return something. In this case, it'll say finish, but I'm going to put in the Lambda that we just built earlier. So I'm going to, in this button here, I'm going to go back and I'm going to pick that Lambda, and I'm going to get the ARN here, which is this. I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to go back to the step function, and I'm going to swap this out here. So here we go. And look, it even recognizes it. So what's cool about this is that now this thing's going to run my Lambda for me. And I can chain as many of these as I want together. I could chain 20 of them, 40 of them, different states, whatever. So that looks good. We have hello world. It's going to run this function. And in fact, what I'll show you, one of the really cool things about it is that it will keep track of what's happening. So for execution role, the same thing. You need to give it a role if you're going to do something that talks to another resource that has administrative privileges. You also can decide, to do logging, and we can enable that. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create this state machine. And what's cool about this is I now have additional orchestration capabilities and additional logging capabilities. So this could be critical, in debugging a data engineering pipeline. So to start an execution, all I need to do is just click on Start Execution like this, and then you need to have a unique name which it auto generates for you, and then you just put some kind of optional input value. Now remember, our Lambda function will accept the payload, so that's fine. We can just say, who, and then inside of here we'll say from state machine. So we're going to put this into our pipeline from state machine, and then we'll say start execution. It went through here, and it was able to be successful. And look, this is the input to our state machine. And now what's also really awesome about this is I can click on hello, and it will tell me what went in, and then it'll also tell me what went out, right? Hello from Lambda, hello, who from state machine. Remember, we put that up into our other Lambda function. So if I go back here, you can actually see that if I go to monitoring, that it was invoked, and also I can look at the logs and I can see that the state machine actually called my Lambda function here. So here we go. Let's see here. Where is our hello there? Let's go back here. It's got to be, let's refresh this. It should probably be in this message, and we can say, what did we put in our step function? We can look for state machine. Let's look for that. There we go. Hello there from state machine. So we've got this really rich interface that we have all this logging in our Lambda that's been used, and maybe we do it lots of different things with this Lambda, and then we also have this whole orchestration system that shows me every single time one of these operation goes and exactly what happened, what went into it, what came out of it. So in my opinion, a state machine is really a tremendous resource for building data engineering pipelines, machine learning pipelines. And in fact, you can see that really you can build one of these things by just cutting and pasting little bits of code. And then what you've got is like a world-class execution engine that's available for you. So that's state machines in a nutshell.